The content probably isn't going to be as cool as you're thinking. Sorry, I'm good at titles. I wonder if I could make a living off that. Anyway, the X stands for 10. Why? I'm glad you're staring at the screen and letting me answer my own questions. 2 reasons. Reason number 1. About 10 years ago, I found YouTube, and my friend and I wanted to put art-related stuff on there. But, with viruses and stuff being a huge spook, like they're not anymore, my dad said no. But when planning all this stuff out, I decided I wanted at least 10 subscribers, which is at least my friends and a few other people. Which leads us to reason number 2. I hit 10 subscribers. Congrats, little 12-year-old Renling. Your dream came true. So, to the 10 of you, I offer 10 years of my art. 10 years of my journey to get to where I am today. Middle school. I'd be 12 when I drew this. Long story short, I was the fastest in my class, and someone called me a cheetah, and, well, Small Senpai was a furry. At this time, I was heavily influenced by Okami, and so a lot of my things are celestial and watercolored themed. And yeah, I know that's not what a cheetah looks like. Let's call it artistic visions of a 12-year-old. The next one is a fan character I made for the City of Bones trilogy series. How long is that thing now? Anyway, this style was influenced by Sonic the Hedgehog characters. Obviously, Trinity is a human. Well, she's a Nephilim, but details, so it's hard to tell. I had no real sense of anatomy, and for about 5 years until this point, I had only drawn cheetahs. For 2009, I started drawing anime/manga style. At this point, I didn't know anything about anime, except that Naruto and Dragon Ball existed. No one I knew at the time watched anything outside of Pokemon, which I didn't realize was an anime until embarrassingly later. I guess it's not bad for a first attempt and having zero idea what anime was. One thing I miss about my school days is how far I jumped skill-wise. I went from straight up knowing nothing to having a sense of anatomy, textures, and was starting to figure out how fabric might sit. Fun fact, I dreamt about that dress. This is me and my character Rob. Here I played with different noses, mouths, and eyes. At this time, my influence was Avatar: The Last Airbender. Technically not an anime. At this point, I had been drawing in the style for 3 years and still hadn't watched an actual anime, aside from Pokemon and Sailor Moon, both of which, again, I didn't realize were anime until later. This is when I started using ink, and it looks a bit Attack on Titan-ish, although at this point I had only seen Fruits Basket. Don't worry, I watched a bunch once I took my anime class a bit later that year. This is me and my friend Nico. Hi, Nico! I don't know if she watches these. I can't tell you where any of my stuff from 2013 is. I didn't find my favorite picture from that time period, but the important thing is I did find a picture. I swore I had a folder, but in all honesty, guys, up to my ears in papers, at all times. By now, I've watched a large collection of anime, but was adding my own touches to everything, although, sadly, at the time, that wasn't acceptable. Not if I wanted to be the best. This is when I started watching tutorials on YouTube. This one specifically is from one of Mark Curley's videos, which I'll link down below. Hi, Mark! I'm just kidding, he doesn't watch these either. This piece is one of my character Jace, who was brought to life by Deadpool, but she's a completely different entity. Let's be real though, Deadpool is on his own level. So this one, I stayed up till 4 in the morning drawing all those little friggin' cobblestones. At the time, I'd never done fabric this well. Ever. Or since, but, it happens to the worst of us. Only 10 subscribers. This is my character Dawn, and Blaine, in the reflection, in the blood. I blame you, Blaine. He watches these videos. Probably my personal favorite of a character of mine. Despite not being the main character, she's the reason one of my stories even exists. This is Tony. Despite looking like she could beat you up, I'm just kidding, she could beat everyone up. She's super sweet once you get to know her, though. Lastly, my favorite from this year so far. I honestly don't even remember how long this took, because I kept getting up and doing other things. It took the whole day with distractions, though, but I'm pretty pleased with the end result. Just look at the freckles and the curly hair. I wonder if you can guess who my favorite is. So that's 10 years. It was a long way coming, and unfortunately, that story isn't very exciting. I just never stopped drawing. I never had a certain artist in mind that I wanted to be. I never studied this artist style in particular, and I never wanted to be the best, simply because I don't believe in that. Yes, there is improvement in my work, but I don't believe that you can rank the quality of someone's work that way. It's an expression. That's down on paper. So I never told myself to be better than anyone than me. If I got better, it was simply because I wanted to make the thoughts clearer to myself. I'll stop rambling now, but I really wanted you guys to know how much it means to me that there's 10 people there watching what I do. Here's to 10 more years, y'all. Sampai out.